Okay, so let's talk about the other element of the app. So we've just been working in a flat space just on the canvas. But the other thing that Explain Everything, I guess, is known for is the fact that when I hit this record button, everything that I'm saying and doing and drawing and animating and adding, all of these things are getting captured in real time. And I just popped up the timeline and I'm just manually scrubbing back. And you can see these interactions. I'm just going to hit the play button. And, oh, you can't hear my iPad speaker, but it's playing back my voice and showing the animations that, that I was doing before. You can get pretty fancy as far as the types of things you can do when recording. If I wanted to do it all over again, I could just rewind and hit record, and I'll get prompted if I want to overwrite. Sure, and now I'm starting from scratch, and I'm drawing something else, and that all got recorded, and it got rid of what was there before. I can also add on to the end. Now imagine I want to add, a picture. I'm just importing a map. Here's a photograph. And I can annotate, these are white color, kind of one of the main avenues in New York City, and our office is here. That may not be accurate. And if you notice that annotation sticking to the drawing. So those 40 seconds of adding that content are all captured. There are other things you can do, like something called mix mode, where I can layer recordings on top of one another. I can also lock one track and then redo the other. So for example, I might have been very happy with my visuals, but not happy with my audio. So I could hit record again and it will play back what was happening on the stage. So I'm not actually touching anything right now. All the visuals are there, but I'm recording a new audio track, and that's what's being captured there. So it's simple, but then there's a lot of sophisticated things that you can weave into how you're recording.
One question.
Oh, yes, Sam.
Yes. Is there any way to edit the timeline?
There are increasingly more and more ways to edit the timeline. For example, I'm going to rewind here. You can see I can use two fingers to pinch and zoom in. And there might be some element of what I was doing here that I was not happy with. Like, for example, let's see, that dash. So this thing that the red scrubber is going over, I can actually press and hold and delete just one part. So now it's going to be the finished drawing and then saying hello. There also might be portions where I might want to get rid of a whole chunk of time. I could press and hold on the timeline and choose delete all subtracts from now. That'll crop everything away. Or if I do start selection, I could pick an entire range of time and choose delete or delete and compact. And that'll speed things up so that there's less downtime in between actions. Does that answer your question?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So by this time in the video, you should be able to do these 3 exercises. So for the first exercise, I want you to record yourself annotating an image. So here's an example. I just found an image of a sprinter about to take off from starting blocks. I'm just going to annotate how basically his form is. So basically, you just press the red button on the bottom. Then once it starts recording, then you can start drawing however you want to do it. Alright, now so for recording exercise number 2, I want you to do the same thing you did before, but I want you to record yourself drawing an image. So once you know what to draw, just hit the red recording button and start drawing. Here's an example. I'm just drawing a flower. Here's a tree. It's a weird looking tree. Here's one happy cloud. Yes. Let's have another happy cloud. That's enough happy clouds. Okay, so now here's what the timeline looks like. see those black marks correspond to the color of the pen. So these exercises are just supposed to get you familiar to how the timeline works. Alright, so for recording exercise number 3, I want you to animate a character moving across the screen but also have audio. So what I suggest is that you do all the character animations first and then record your audio. So once you're ready to record your audio, hit the red recording button and then you just start talking. So right now you can't hear me and explain everything, then talking in my audio, but when I play it back, you will be able to hear me. Alright, so here's what the timeline looks like when you have the audio on top. So you'll be able to hear the audio.
So Bob sees a panda, and he says to go to it, but the panda.
The reason it sounds so weird is because I have to speed up the recording a bit. Then other than that, that's how the audio tracks look on the timeline compared to drawing.